So I kind of late last night picked up The Hunting Party, and then while I was running some errands earlier today, I started reading The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. And now I use the term reading lately here because I feel like I'm more quickly reading it or perusing it, and I think it's mainly because now that I've read two other books by Lucy Foley, there's very much kind of a pattern, and it's exactly the way that how it's written, the way I was thinking it was going to be written, where it's just that it's a couple of days ago, it jumps back between now and then, and now we found a body, and it's just who murdered it, who murdered this human, how did this body get here, and out of the party guest, who did it, right? Which one thing I thought was really cool is that there's a character, or some minor character at the hunting party that kind of had a bigger role in the Paris apartment, but I don't think that Nick said anything in regards to the hunting party. The hunting party is really just a bunch of high society, high class people. They come to this villa for the new year to celebrate New Year's, and a body is found, and it's just who done it, right? So, and it's a short read. This is a smaller paperback than I'm used to. Plus, it's formatted to have big margins. So I'm 150 pages in already. So I'm almost halfway through the book. I'm gonna get halfway through by the end of the night. But yeah, it's just, it's really cliche. I don't think after this one I'll read another Lucy Foley book. Where with Riley Sager, I feel after I'm done Survive the Night, I think I'll more seek out more what he has to write. Where with Lucy Foley, 3 and that's done, 3 and done. You know what I mean? Kind of how I feel about Colleen Hoover. That now that sometimes with authors, with Taylor Jenkins Reid, I'll always love her writing. I'll always fan over her books and probably read them all, or hopefully at one point. Where with Lucy Foley, I think I'll be done with it. But I don't know. But so far so good. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Awesome. Alright, till next time. Bye. Alright, so I've just finished The Hunting Party. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to happen, so I was wrong, which thankfully, but it was actually a really cool kind of super read. I think part of what made it a really quick read is because I had just finished The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, and I really just kind of wanted to compare the two. This book is shorter or smaller than your normal paperback, and I believe the margins, it was just kind of printed weird. Tell me what you think, especially in the middle. Or I don't know, maybe it's because this is a library withdrawn book, so it's well loved, which is why it's kind of like that. I mean, the spine is nothing but cracks, but anyways, but having it be that flexible helped to make it a good read. I like the multi-changing POVs, and you don't really get to know who was murdered and who the murderer was until the last 5 pages, which I kind of liked the suspense of it, and it was just really fast paced. And of course, the misdirect is that you're supposed to think it was this guy, but girl power always survives. So now that I am done that, I am going to read Survive the Night by Riley Sager and The Love Con by Seressia Glass. I'm probably going to focus some more on The Love Con, more so because it's more light and fluffy, and I can, something later to mix up with the thrillers. So I think that would be great. But now that it's done, I'm going to move it together. At the end, I am happy that I read it. It was just a really quick read. But yeah. Alright, I don't think I would, out of these 3 books, ironically, I would probably say The Hunting Party, and then The Paris Apartment, but I would not suggest The Guest List. But Either way, good book. Alright, bye. Alright, so I decided I would give you a bit of an update. I read a little bit more of Survive the Night by Riley Sager last night, and I'm really enjoying it, mainly because, like, one of the characters, she's really into, like, film and movies, and it's, like, based in, like, the early 90s, so, like, movies kind of, like, she really likes Psycho, and kind of, like, Back to the Future. It was, like, still really big at the time, so I think, like, that's great. But in the last chapter that I ended with, like, she made, like, a joke about, like, how, like, no, like, I'm not your friend who likes movies. I'm the friend that was like, I'm the friend who gets murdered, right? So it kind of, you know, there's probably some foreshadowing in that. But I really got thinking about Lucy Foley's books and how kind of, like, they're all, like, really cute. Like, they all get wrapped up, like very quickly at the end of the book. But, like, it's kind of like how you get away with murder kind of a thing, that, like, all three murders, like, because there's no substantial evidence to be, like, 100% that it was, like, this one person did it, right, that you can, like, I don't know, it's, like, having it be multi-POV makes it go by super quickly, and it was super great, but it just, like, made me realize that, like, all these, like, it was kind of like how, like, one small thing that could seem insignificant at the time, like, something happens, and because of that, you end up, like, somebody ends up dying, right? But you can get away with it. And I was like, it's not like a guy to murder, right? But I just thought that was, like, kind of, like, I didn't really think about that before until, like, you know, you let your mind wander, just how easy it is to get away with murder, right? Or how in these three books somebody just was just able to get away with it, right? And it was just a very fluke thing that happened at the end, and there's just no hard evidence to support it, right? That was, like, one person over another. I don't know, thought that was interesting, right? Really liking the foreshadow of the Survive the Night, so we'll have to see. Alright, thanks. Bye! Alright, so I have about 100 pages left to Survive the Night by Riley Sager. I am super excited because I know that I'll get it done before I go to the library tomorrow night, so I can just return it when I'm there, which is great. I'm not necessarily enjoying this book as much as, like, The House Across the Lake, so I am reading through it a little bit faster, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I want to start reading what is it, the Stephen King book I have here, Billy Summers, right? But it could really, like, I like the concept and the idea. I mean, the book was obviously, it's set in, like, the 90s, so a lot of, like, the stuff that, like, it wouldn't happen because we have cell phones now, right? But it's still, like, kind of cool to, like, go back and see how, you know, and it's just all about, like, how this girl, she is going back home to be for, like, the holidays, and so she went to this message board and she, like, met up with this guy to get a ride home and to, like, the same state that they're from. And she, on their way home, she finds out that, like, that he's, like, the campus murderer, right, or the campus killer, and the campus killer has killed, like, one of her good friends, so who she's still healing from there. So right now she just discovered that there's somebody else involved in this campus killer, and that so basically it's just she has gotten away from the one just to run into the other one. So this is super exciting to see what really is going to happen, how she's going to do it. But I mean, just looking at the cover, because it's, like, the eyes, right, it makes me think that there could be a third one, because right now the campus killer has, like, killed 3 people. But anyways, I'm sure, yeah, so as you can tell by the title, Survive the Night, and I haven't read the ending, but I know that the book goes from, like, 9 p.m. ish, around, like, 8-9 o'clock until, like, the next morning, right? So I know that something has to happen in the morning, right? But anywho's, that's it for right now. Woohoo! Alright, we'll catch up with you later. Alright, so far, yeah, like I would suggest Riley Sager as an author, right? And, oh, and I guess like because he's known to throw in a little bit of supernatural in there. Not yet, but I'm sure it's coming. Alright, bye! Alright, so this month's book of the month has actually arrived. Yes! It is Ink Blood Sister Scribe by Emma Torres. And what it's about is about these two sisters who are defending magic, but after centuries of not using it and everything, that they now have to hide it and fix the issue. So it's got lots of intrigue. It's going to be amazing. And with book of the month, you always get a bookmark. And I thought this one was super cute. It says, "Respectfully, leave me alone." Right? Love it. And because I like looking at the covers, right? June 2023 pick. I like how it's got like the purple and the white. Oh man, it's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to start reading it. I'm actually going to put it at the bottom of this pile because it's not really a thriller, but it's kind of like a mystery or just like it's more of a fantasy type book, but can't wait to read it, and I think it's going to be great. Actually, I might add this to my to be read shelf, just right over there. Oh man, it's so great. Love it. Super excited to start reading it. I'm happy that this month it was actually able to arrive and nothing bad happened, so yay! Alright, and so I still have 100 pages left to read of Survive the Night, which I will be finishing today, so I will update you on my thoughts on it later on when I finish it. So yeah. Alright, bye! Alright, so I just finished reading Survive the Night, and I don't think there was really like a supernatural element to it, just like there was with The House Across the Lake. But it was still really good because like, you are jumping around a little bit and nobody is who you thought they are or who they were, and like that you kind of find out like who's who, and that the girl, she basically, the main girl Charlie, just kind of had her head up in the clouds and just she loved the movies, and it kind of like warped with her vision of life or what was happening, but it was still like really cool. I really liked it. I would suggest it. I would read another Riley Sager book, and you know, and it was just kind of like the manipulation that like you do, or that you say what you have to say to get somebody to come with you, right? And just the misdirect that somebody you thought was bad was good. No, I really enjoyed it, but I'm feeling like I need a little bit more of something happy and positive, so I'm going to continue on with The Love Con, and I'm going to finish that, and then I'll probably start reading Billy Summers. But anyways, I'm now going to return Survive the Night to the library, so yay, go me. Alright, bye. Alright, so I just decided that when I go to the library tonight, I am going to return The Kindred Spirits Supper Club by Amy E. Richard and Party for Two by Jasmine Guillory, because I think I was just like a little bit too fancied by when I was at the library getting 4 books, right? So I think just 2 at a time is great. I am going to finish reading The Love Con, right? But these books are always going to be there, and if they're not, well, I can pick them up at the library bookstore for real cheap. So yeah, give other people a chance to read them. And just, I think like how I'm going to stick to my original plan, that each week that I'm at the library, I'm going to pick up 1 book, right? And I think that's just going to be easier because I do have a massive TBR, and there's like lots of summer reads in which like I do have, and I can, because summer's upon us and I just kind of want to start reading those. So yeah, I think that's like the best thing that I can do. They are cute books, but I don't know. Like, I think it's just too much pressure right now because I do want to read Billy Summers and What Lies in the Woods and Camp Zero, as well as I got my Book of the Month Club, Book of the Month book today, Ink Blood Sister Scribe, which I do want to read. So I think like I do I don't know. I think I just got too much, bitten off more than I can chew, and they're always going to be there. And yeah, so I think this is a good choice for me. All right, bye. Alright, so I just finished the Love Con, and I thought it was super cute. It's exactly what I thought it was. So they are, it's about a competition called Cosplay or No Way, where our main character, Kenya, is on this show trying to win. If you win, you get $100,000, plus you get to work on a Hollywood movie to do the cosplay there. And the last competition, or like the season winner, or the last competition of the season, was a couples. And so she said that it was like her friend, like her long life, or her long term, the friend that she had like since like she was like in middle school, like elementary school, and that was Cameron. And they, through this experience, they ended up like falling in love. And it was just, first it was just like friends, like fake dating, and then they became like real lovers. And I thought it was so super cute, right? I'm not really into reality TV shows to begin with, but I really liked how it was like laid out, how it was really done. And for some reason I thought there was it was like longer, the book was going to be longer than what it actually was, because I didn't think I read that much of it today. But it's so super cute. Right? And I just like the dynamic, how like one of the judges of course hates her because she is plus size, of course, right? But I thought it was really cute. But now that I've had this cute little rom-com, I am now gonna start reading Billy Summers, yeah, by Stephen King. Can't wait to start it. Alright, so I will start that in the morning because it's kind of late now, and kind of done reading because I've technically finished 2 books today, which is super awesome. This, the Love Con, super easy read, and yeah, I'm gonna take it back to the library next week. So, thumbs up. Alright, thank you. Bye. Alright, so I've read the first 2 chapters of Billy Summers, and I don't know what I think about it. The last chapter was very interesting. A small part of me just like, I picked it up because a few of the booktubers that I watch recommended it, or they read it and they really liked it, which is kind of why I picked it up. And it was only like $2 at the bookstore, so I figured I'd pick it up. But I don't know yet. I am gonna read a little bit more. Maybe I'm in a bit of like a reading slump, or I just want something else and being a little moody about it. I don't know. But, I mean, I've read Stephen King books before, and they have been great. And, yeah. So, I guess, like, a complaint that I have, because, like, this is a library withdrawn book. And this book and the other Riley Sager book that I recently read, like, Survive the Night, both of these books have, like, dog-eared pages. And it doesn't, like, really frustrate me, but it's like, why? Why do people dog-ear pages? Use a bookmark, use a pen, like, just remember, like, the page that you're on, right? Because, like, why? Like, why would you, like, ruin well, kind of destroy, ruin, like, a book like that by dog-earing pages? It's so weird. Especially, like, library books, knowing that, like, other people are going to be reading the book, right? Like, it's not even, like, yours to, like, manipulate in that fashion. Like, why is that common? Like, I don't know. And it's not really frustrating, but it's just, I don't really understand why somebody would want to do that. I don't know. But I think in the morning, with a fresh mind, I am going to give Billy Summers a few more, I don't know, give it another try. And if I don't really like it, I can always DNF it, set it aside, and continue on with one of the 2 Book of the Month books I have there. And, you know, I mean, I can always borrow it from the library if I decide I don't want to read it now, but pick it up later, and I just want to get rid of it, you know, whatever. Right? But, yeah. So far, alright. But, till next time. Alright, so I have read a little bit more of Billy Summers, and it's okay. I don't know, I feel like I'm not really reading anything, like it's going in one eye and out the other, and I feel like because I've just recently read like a bunch of thrillers, that I'm just kind of like, starting to affect me, I guess, a little bit. So I might just kind of, you know, I'm still going to try to read a little bit more of Billy Summers to see what I think about it, because I've heard it's good, right? But at the same time, like, the only reason why I picked it up and I wanted to read it because other people said it was good, and, you know, I kind of want to fit in with the trend and, like, whatever. I mean, I've read other Stephen King books before and they've been great, so, like, I don't want to be all like, oh, maybe, like, I don't know. So I might just say set it aside for now and then continue on with another book. But at the same time, like, it's summer and you got vibes, and, you know, it's just like I don't need to, like, force myself to read something now, right? Especially when it's going to be around for a while, and I don't necessarily need to, like, read it now, I guess. I don't know. But that's where I'm going to leave that. I am going to try it out a little bit more, and if I need to DNF it, then I DNF it, and that just because I DNF a book doesn't mean that I won't come back to it, you know, in the future. It just could be like, you know, the timing right now, and I just need a little bit of a change. But yeah, that is where I'm going. I am going to give it a little bit, another chance, because that's what you do. Right? Because I don't think I've given it a fair go at the moment, and maybe I'm just going through, like, a bit of a slump right now, which is why I'm kind of like, ugh, right? You know, maybe because it is summer, I should read more, like, summery vibe books instead of, like, reading more of kind of like thrillers still. And I guess it's like one of those things where, like, I've picked up from the library bookstore 4 Jennifer Werner books, and which I want to read, but at the same time, like, I only picked up 4 because all 4 were there. I don't even know if I like her as an author, but I have to give at least one book a try, you know, and then go from there. So maybe I just need to, like, alternate between, like, a thriller and, like, a mystery thriller book and something summery, because that's the kind of weather we're having right now. I don't know. But gotta give Billy Summers another try, but not right now. Alright, got other things to do. Be checking with you guys later. Bye. Alright, so what I've decided is that I really can't get into Billy Summers for whatever reason, so I've started reading Camp Zero, and the first chapter is actually pretty good. It's very futuristic, and I'm kind of intrigued by it. So I'm still gonna try to read Billy Summers, but I'm just gonna kind of put it to the wayside, and if I want to read a chapter or 2 here or there, still give it a try. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to kind of call this I'm kind of done with thrillers right now, or I'm just kind of going to go a different route. And I'm actually going to pick out a brand new TBR for the rest of June and July, seeing, like, what I can read. And I'm going to do a bit of an unhaul. So, yeah. That's kind of like my reading plans right now, just to let you know. But yes, so my priority right now is Camp Zero. Cool. Alright, so I have decided to kind of revamp everything, and these 6 books are now on my current TBR, and I have started to read Camp Zero, and it's very futuristic, very, I don't know, but I'm really excited about it. And so we have Camp Zero by Michelle Min Sterling, What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall, Ink-Blood Sister Scribe by Emma Torres, The Greek Escape by Karen Swan, The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner, and Every Summer After by Carleen Fortune. I think these books will be really good. I can't wait to start reading them, and it's kind of a mixture of a TBR, and we do got some, like, summer fun books, and, you know, and so basically the three book of the month books are going to keep. These other 3 I am going to donate to a mini library, which is great and fantastic. But yeah, so, like, this is kind of like my new TBR going forward, and I'm really enjoying it. Right, so that is it. And then as an update to Billy Summers, by Stephen King. I am still gonna read it, but the thing is that you can't go wrong with a Stephen King book. I have read one or a few books by him before. It's just that I'm just not really feeling it, not really gonna do it. So I feel like reading like a chapter here or there will a little bit be better, but like, I mean, when I read a chapter of Camp Zero earlier today, it was just like, I felt like I was reading it, really enjoyed it, and I really got into the story where with Billy Summers, like I feel like it's going in one eye and out the other, like I'm not really reading it, and so I just don't want to force it, if you know what I mean, that, because I just feel that the more you kind of force it, I could force me into like a reading slump, which is not something that I would particularly enjoy. And I just feel that reading Camp Zero is going to be a bit of a better kind of read for me. So, but I am going to both keep them on a TBR. I feel like because I have read some Stephen King books before, that you can't go wrong with a Stephen King book. I mean, he's a great author, right? So that is that. Okay, then I'm going to set these books aside. And I've decided to unhaul some books as well, because I feel that with working at the library and with volunteering at the bookstore, it's way too easy to get your hands on some like really good books, right? But the thing is with having like such like a big TBR or like getting such books is that you know, that it's like, for example, with Meant to Be by Emily Griffin, I got that like maybe 6 to 8 months ago, and I thought, I was like, oh my gosh, like this book would be so great. But because like I haven't read it, really lost interest in it, and I don't think I'll read it anytime soon, right? Just like I thought that that I would actually like The Housekeeper, but I think I got this book confused with like another book called like The Maid. Again, lost interest in the other black girl. Don't think I'll actually like The Swans of Fifth Avenue or Into the Abyss, so I'm just gonna get rid of them. I mean, you know, it's just like one of those things, right? That sometimes you feel that you're gonna like books, but then you really don't end up liking them, right? So yeah, and I guess that in comparison, as you can, and obviously I've read The Hunting Party, The Guest List, Paris Apartment, and The House Across the Lake. But yeah, as you can see, TBR, Unhaul. So yeah, that is kind of where I'm going from here. That's just gonna wrap up today's video. So yeah. Yay, go me. Alright, bye.